What's up, y'all? Camp 8, interviewing my man, Brian Turner, BT, head coach of St. Mary's Dragons basketball here in St. Louis. Um, we've been meaning to jump on the pod. It's crazy. I did his pod, had a great conversation, kind of biographical. But y'all know how we kick it here. We stay up on current events and we discuss the big topics in the world of sports usually. And make no doubt about it, rapping is a sport, right? Rapping is absolutely a sport. And to a man, everybody that was there, the only people that I've heard try to downplay this, what we about to get into, are people that weren't there.
Hmm.
BT, you were there.
Yes,
And we're just
sir.
gonna start at the top. We get there. You had hit me that you were in town a couple days before. Seen I was
Hmm.
there. We knew you was. We knew we was both going Sunday night. We linked up right at the building, kicked it. Out of nowhere, Tone had hit me. Tone here, Tony Irons here, coach at Mineral Area College, legendary Vashon coach, head coach at Brad Bill 17U. He also was there. He's out and we wanted to do the pod with him, but I'm sure he's busy with Peach Jam, so I get a chance to reconnect with him later on. And we all just kicked in and caught up. So from there, BT, I want to throw it to you for a second.
Man.
What was the energy like going into the building? Like just give me what you got on at that moment.
Man, so first off, man, thanks for inviting me to the show. Man, I love what you're doing. And it's, I mean, and even just like right now, man, just kicking this all off, like the energy, even like to this day, right now here, you know,
Can't escape it.
it's like one of them things that anytime I go to New York, it's always just like it's a feeling that just come over you that just give you so much energy, and I made a few posts during the week because I had been out there since the 4th of July, seeing family, seeing friends, and I wasn't even gonna go to the concert. When the tickets went on sale, I mean, I'm like, man, it's a long shot that I may want to try to go there. I'm like, man, it's cool, but I understand how the whole ticket system work with bots and secondhand tickets, and I said, man, I don't want to go through it. So when we usually do our trip every year with the family, my sister kind of hit me up. She's like, hey, I'm going to the concert. I'm gonna be there on the Sunday night show. Do you want to go? And I thought, and I'm like, man, well, I got so much stuff to do here, man. It'd be nice, but at the same time, I'm not trying to sell plasma. I'm not trying to sell sperm. I ain't trying to do nothing to try to, to get these tickets if it was gonna be ridiculous and put me in a bind. And so she like, I got you. I'm gonna give it to you for this price. And I'm like, well,
Oh,
I'm like, okay, give me a day. I said, give me a day, because at the same time, I'm like, I'm out there with family. My son is 14. I mean, he knows about Jay-Z, he knows about this, and I'm all about moments. And I'm like, man, this would be a moment if I can bring him with me. We ain't doing all of the little young his crowd. I said, man, now you need to get a glimpse of this, because this might be the dude last show. So when I asked him, he kind of looked at me and was like, "Yeah, I go." And my wife was just like, just go, enjoy yourself. Don't worry about him. He'll be all right. I want you to go enjoy yourself. So I called my sister back and I said, all right, let me grab the ticket. So I'm already kind of getting geeked up, and so I'm all over the place. The biggest thing that I was trying to worry about was how I was gonna get down there. Now I know the little traffic we have in St. Louis is nothing compared to the traffic that you got to deal with in New York City. Just in the Bronx alone, it's like 2.4 million people. And I think St. Louis is, I mean, it's probably St. Louis has a dying population where it's like almost 200,000 people. So 2 million people versus 200,000. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to be in this. And so, we kind of made some arrangements, and they were like, no, we're going to drop you off, and it's a straight shot. Boom. You're going to get right off at the stadium. When you get down there, just go right in. You be smooth. Jumped on the train. And during this time, I'm kind of geeking up because, again, I'm taking in everything. Went by myself, trying to take in all of the ambiance of just the sound of the train, people watching, seeing everything. Man, when I hopped off that train and I saw the amount of people lining up to get in now. I don't know if you saw the reports, but the report said get down there at 5. I think we said we were going to link up probably around 6 o'clock, 6:30ish, and when I hit you, you were already in the merch line. So man, shout out to you, man. That was a blessing that you was able to kind of hold me down on that note, because I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, to do this, to do
Yeah.
this. And
Yeah.
so I get down there about 7, and I entered the building at about 7:15, 7:18. Got right in, got right to the business, and I was like, oh look, I'm not around here about to play around. Got right in the venue, and man, it's just live, man, just seeing the whole New York swag. But it was people there from somewhere everywhere. I know you saw people from Detroit, saw a lot of people from Philly, saw a lot of people, and then even just looking at my timeline, man, there was so many St. Louis people there. And I didn't even know that you said Tony was there and some of the other folks were there. And I'm just like, man, people were making this an event. So I was just happy to just be in the place, man. I don't care what my seat was. I don't even think I made it to my seat at all that night. But I was just happy just to be in the building.
There was not a bad seat in the house. Start there first.
Mm.
Whatever
Mm.
it would have cost, you would not have regret. I get that, because I am very pompous when I come to my seats. Like me and my wife go to a bunch of events. That's the only regret I had from this trip, that I didn't take my beautiful wife. I am going to rectify that here soon. But so my experience was, I'm also there alone. Me and my cousins had went. Theo, Theezy, everybody know Theezy, everybody know Merk, they my podcast host, partners, and they both had to go back. And it sucked. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the kind of the benefits of our position, that we work for schools, that school's out, nothing's going on, cool. So yeah, like you said, I just didn't want to risk it because I'm dolo. I don't really kind of know when I'm going, but I just picked up on the signs. Like, she wearing a Jay-Z concert. She looked like she from New York. He looked like they from New York. They all going in the train right there. Oh, I'm going to the right place, right? I know, you know what I'm saying? They got on the merch already. So I got there, and literally I was trying to get the price at the cheapest, the ticket at the cheapest price. I ain't, for y'all pocket watchers out here, I ain't gonna say no number, but I got it cheaper than it was in the line as I was on the way down there. I'll just say that. I'm literally in the line to get through there, and I'm checking out with my card to get the ticket. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Smart man, because that's
So
what a lot of folks would do. Just kind of wait, because accidents may happen. Some folks might not even, because that's kind of like the situation that I was in. She couldn't get rid of her ticket, and somebody canceled, and that was probably your situation. You grabbed a ticket of somebody canceling.
or like you said, them bots, they have no intention of going, I'm about to buy this ticket right now because it's $350 and I'm gonna make a profit on it. That's the world we live in. In the shoes, anything that's a high profile commodity, people on it. So we get in there, right? We get waters, we have a couple of drinks, whatever, we chilling, you know what I'm saying? Eat, whatever. And then, as it's building up, I know, because I was there the night before, that he started at 9/11 the night before. So we go to our seats and stuff, and we sitting there, right? That's when we started getting worried, because the DJ playing, ain't no opener to come out, because they ain't how the show is. And I think you agree with this. They played the Coolio song once.
Oh yeah.
When they ran that boy back twice, oh man, that's when I started to get worried. Like, oh no, don't do this.
Yeah.
So then, I'm online and stuff. I'm checking online. They like, it's 20,000 people still outside that couldn't get in because they didn't follow the rules. They told them, get here early. Didn't get here early. So push come to shove, we in there 6, 7 o'clock. Show don't start to midnight. People groggy. I had a dude next to me sleeping. All type of stuff going on. So we get to midnight, and I'm at the chair. I'm at my chair. And I look, this seat open. I'm straight. I'm in there like, oh, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm sorry to those people. I glad, are really, really, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm sorry that
Yeah.
y'all missed that part of the show if you was stuck outside, but that's the cost of doing business for me. Like, I had to have it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nah, so even just going back to your point with just the venue, it's like uh so that stadium, Yankee Stadium, they rebuilt the Yankee Stadium. So that stadium is the second Yankee Stadium. So and the way that they created it, they tried to make it out of a model of the old Yankee Stadium. So it's all new material. But if you look at the way, and then we talked about this, I think when we were down there, to where it's not a bad seat as opposed to seats kind of spreading out this way. The baseball stadiums kind of go up and it's like a hitter's park. So it's made up
Mm-hmm.
like this based on baseball. I think that right field line was like the Babe Ruth side. So it was kind of like they made that shorter. So when they say this the house that Babe built, they tried to create it and make it in the same fashion that the old stadium was in. So when you get up in there, and I think where we were at was on that right baseline. It's not a bad seat because that was one thing that I was worried about. I'm like, well, I didn't even make it down to my seat. I stood up where we were at, standing up, and I'm like, I'm good because long as nobody stands up over me, we kind of, we in a good space. And so I got next to Tone, and shout out to Tone. Tone is in the handicap spot, and we rapping, but he
Tone a
moved
trooper.
closer.
Tone a trooper.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like, man, dude, you went down there with the wheelchair and the leg thing, so he left this whole account open, and I had
Mm-hmm.
my guy next to me, and we vibed all night. I'm like, dude, I'm chilling right here. I don't need to go down there because if I want to stand up and dance, I can stand up and dance.
Man.
If I want to look at the screen and look at things, I'm good. I don't need to climb over folks. If I want to run to the bathroom, I just turn right
Yeah,
around,
yeah.
run, come
Get
right
some
back.
water, whatever.
Man, so it was a perfect type of situation. I did get worried waiting, like you said, the Gangsta's Paradise played twice, and I'm like, man, so that's a playlist. Okay, now nobody's checking on the playlist. Some little gals next to me when they played Juvenile, back that thing up, they got hot. They like, man, ain't nobody finna damn twerk up in here right now. But shit, little do you know, all them aunties, they couldn't resist themselves. They started hands on the knees, and so that kind of livened things up a little bit. But my biggest thing was that I was worrying about my phone overheating. I was worrying about, I had my glasses, I had my phone trying to take pictures and stuff. And I'm like, man, if I start doing this a little bit too early, I might not make it home, because I ain't come with a charger. They usually sell those things in the stadium, the little battery packs, but they were all sold out. But I heard the sirens. So when I heard the sirens, I'm like, man, that's kind of odd to hear sirens down at the baseball game right now. So I checked Twitter, started going on social media threads, and that's when they started saying 20,000 people hadn't even made it in yet. You know.
And credit before we get into the show, credit to Hove, because he did the right thing. He said he wanted to make sure. Because listen, if they canceled that show, it was going to be a riot, flat out.
Without a doubt.
And I wouldn't move.
Without a doubt.
I wasn't moving out of that seat until they, settled all that outside. I ain't got nowhere to be. I would have stood right there in that seat all night if I had to, if they
Hmm.
would have canceled that show. But
Yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it was gonna be impossible to cancel that. You got 50,000 people in the stadium. You got to know that NYPD is they are centered around that place to make sure that that
Oh,
thing is safe.
it would have been the night
Yeah,
of their life. Oh, word. Just what
no,
y'all want.
yeah,
That's what y'all want to do. Let's get to it then. Right down
yeah,
here. We about to show y'all real quick. So
yeah,
when
yeah.
so then midnight hit.
Mm-hmm.
Intro
Yeah.
Dynasty, one of the best
Mm-hmm.
intros of all time. The beat,
Mm-hmm.
the build up. Then here he come, and
Right.
then just rapping.
Yeah.
Like, it's just Hove and the mic and the stage. He got lights
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. We'll get into some of the other stuff, but it's not, there's no dancers on the stage. It's none of that. Whoever's on the stage is performing. You know what I'm saying? The band was amazing. They playing live. There's no voiceover track for Hove. Hove doing all this, all his vocal, all night. So we get intro, we get Brooklyn's Finest, and I think where the build up like hit a crescendo, like okay, we here now, is when Where I'm From came on.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Right.
man, banger. Like
Mm-hmm.
I made a whole playlist and I didn't listen to that consecutive of how well these tracks connected. I think that's the biggest thing I took away from it. Their production of it sound better than the album because all these tracks connect so well one after the other, and they all bangers. There's no,
Mm-hmm.
there's no ghetto techno or nothing like that going on. You know what I'm saying? You get all the hits.
Mm-hmm.
So up until that point, where are you at in the show?
So just to take it back to where I pay attention to kind of like all of this stuff. I'm a super duper nerd when it comes to just sounds and just being particular when you think about performance. Because even when we go back to like basketball, I always view basketball as like a performing art. You are out there to entertain, you're out there to perform. And once you start looking at the production value of the things that you do, I think a lot of times people don't take the production of their show serious when especially when it comes to a rap show. We all used to seeing the rap shows when you bring the whole neighborhood on the stage and you bringing everybody out there. You don't even know whose show this is. You know what I'm saying? So to see that at that level, again, when I look at Rock Nation, I mean, technically that's like the music industry. They're getting the best of the best of the best. So sound, check, A plus. Presentation, the way everything is set up, A plus. Lighting, A plus. Arrangements with people in the back with the band and the way that the screen is set up, A plus. So once all of that started, I'm looking at all of that, and like you said, once the lights drop and he come out, I mean, man, crispy microphone, man. It's just like I pay attention to that type of stuff, JD, where I'm like, dude,
You can't
exactly
miss it.
what you just said. It's like
Mm-hmm.
for somebody to be like right here in a pocket all night long, he probably, and think about it, he did 3 shows. The man probably didn't lose his voice because he don't have to yell and scream. He right here in the pocket with the lyrics. So he done did 4 hours right here, voice control. Is it? He ain't got to get too loud, and it's coming across so crispy across the stadium. Now the sound that came through there, it was like we was at the club. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom,
Banging,
boom. Just
banging.
so the way that the beat drops when the dynasty intro came on, like I said, A plus, man, way to open up the show. When we got into Where I'm From and the beat drop, I'm just looking at the vibes of Brooklyn in the house, Bronx is in the house, so everybody basically giving up to where they from. And like I said, my partner next to me, this dude was 25 years old, JD, knew every lyric. I'm talking about every lyric, and I'm just like, yeah, oh yeah,
He,
this is
he
a
was
real
raised
fan
right.
right
He
here,
was
right?
raised right. There, there
I
there's
said,
there's a
man,
man in his
come
life
on.
that put him on the right track.
Man, so like I said, A plus with the production of a caliber person like that to pay attention, because you got to think nowadays, a lot of artists, if you got a budget for your production, a lot of them dudes putting that budget in their pocket, and they gonna sing over a track. They gonna, hey, play the song, and I'm gonna put the microphone out for y'all to sing. Nah, he was right here all night, all night.
Listen, so just a little background with me. I've seen Beyonce when she came to St. Louis. I think that was
The
Cowboy Carter.
Renaissance,
No, that
oh,
was
the Cowboy Quarter Show. Okay.
yeah. That was Cowboy Carter. Me and my daughter went, and listen, talk about a performer and rocking a house. He ain't got to go
Mm-hmm.
far to have to raise his level at all. He just got to
Mm-hmm.
turn over in the bed because she's a
Mm-hmm.
monster performer. You hear me? So So then we get Dirt Off Your Shoulders. Banger. I didn't expect this. He blended Dirt Off Your Shoulders into I Know, and I lost my mind. Because we discussed a little bit of that before, and we're going to have a bigger Jay-Z conversation with Tone, because we already playing that. But American Gangster is my most underrated Jay-Z album. It means a lot to me because of the place I was in my life. So I know hit me different. I'm like, oh yeah, let's get to it. I Know into You Don't Know, which I've seen now at this point, back-to-back nights, hit the same way. And that's just that's one of his, he got so much heat, man. So it's hard to say top 15, and then I make a list, and it's like, nah, that didn't make it. But it's A+. You Don't Know is an A+ song. And then Can't Knock the Hustle. So then we get our first guest star, right? And I'm throwing back to you at this point. We get our first guest star, Teyana Taylor. And you couldn't quite hear her. They had problems with the microphone, so she just kind of had to do her thing. But she was looking A+ as well, as usual. At this point, where are you at the show?
So once they got to the Can't Knock the Hustle, I believe that. So did Beyonce do Can't Knock the Hustle on night one for
Yes.
Reasonable Doubt? Okay. So Teyana Taylor, she wasn't topping Beyonce's performance. So I question them coming back out with that. Even till they get to that part, shout out to the OG Mary J. Blige for being on the actual track. I think they said she had a Vegas residency, so she was doing her show. So she wasn't able to come out, and man, bless her heart, man. Teyana Taylor, man, I like her image, man. I like her dancing, I like all of that, but just to have her come out to do a like you the backup to the backup to the backup, and when Beyonce killed it, it was kind of hard to be like, so that performance, even like, and then even with the microphone situation, with the earpiece situation, was kind of like, okay, I get it for that moment because she's a New York girl. I would have just much rather either had, either Beyonce come back out for that, or him just blending something else in with that. Even just probably playing the original, just having that little bass line, do 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 do, and just did that, But like I said, shout out to Teyana Taylor, man. She, bless her heart. I would have just probably passed on that. But again, it's a vibe. I'm not tripping off none of that. I'm just like, let's go. We on the roll now. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it just wasn't fair to her because her sound literally didn't. You couldn't hear her.
Right. So yeah. So I mean, ain't no knock to her. Like I said, it's nice that she came again. Hometown girl. She had her moment. But it was just kind of unfair to have Beyonce do it without, if you didn't have Mary J, you had Beyonce do it on Friday and then had her coming out. It's kind of like you kind of lined her up a little bit, but it worked out.
I get it.
Yeah.
After that, we go into Money Ain't Thing with JD.
Right.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna pause again right there. Banger. Like just timeless, just everything about that song is timeless. It's gonna last forever. JD was amazing. He was rapping too. No voiceover. Nobody on the stage had a voiceover. Everybody had to go out there and match dog. And Harvard JD ain't a rapper, so he ain't gonna be on a level. But he held his own.
Right.
Then this is when my soul left my body to go up and get transformed and come back down because the snowman came out. And if anybody know me and where I'm from and what I feel, these two guys on the stage together, I couldn't miss. And just a short story, I wasn't supposed to stay for night 3 either, right? We only had, at that time, only bought tickets for show 2. And, I'm debating with my wife. My wife is telling me, like, she is supportive the whole way. Go ahead, stay, we're fine. I can adjust because I got kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got certain stuff I'm supposed to do. And when we seen that he had canceled his Vegas residency, I said, yes, I got to do it. Whatever I got it. Like you said, at this point, when they said that, I'm down to sell the plasma, the sperm, whatever Bone,
You got to make it happen.
pinky toe. I got it's worth it. And if you told me I had to lose a pinky toe to see Jay-Z and Jeezy perform "Seen It All" and go crazy back to back, the pinky toe is gone. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling y'all, the world right now. It would have been gone. I wouldn't have missed it. I wouldn't have regretted it. I had a limp, everything, right? Um, Killed it. Like they absolutely
Yeah.
killed it. They going back, man. It's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Two more,
No,
and then
no.
I thought two more, because I want to make sure
Go ahead.
I let you encapsulate all that both. Hola Ho Vito, underrated because that is a performance song. That is a loudspeakers and a great move song. If you just ride around in the car, maybe it might not be. For me, it is, but for most people, it's probably not. It's not close to one of his best songs in the overall scheme of things. But in that stadium in New York City, in the Bronx, took the roof off. People yelling
Mm-hmm.
at the top of their lungs, "Ola Hovito," and I'm one of them. So then we get into that's when Heart of the City starts. And I look up, and I seen it the night before, but again, he has a helicopter with the spotlight shining down on the crowd and
That was
flying
dope.
around.
That was dope. Yeah.
Then Usher hits the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I have never in my life heard that many women make the sound that I heard those women make that night. In
Oh man.
unison. When they seen Usher hit that stage, they lost it. They absolutely, I'm like, oh my, what? Really?
Mm-hmm.
And we had no inkling that he was going to be there. Like, picture that leaked about Rihanna being there. So I'm like, yeah, maybe the Jeezy thing. Nobody knew about Usher. And those
Mm-hmm.
ladies went bananas. He did Heart of the City. Usher sung the hook on Heart of the City, and then he did the hook on Part 2 on the Run.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at now in the show?
Well, I want to go back to just basically that beginning part.
Yeah,
So the would I like the I when I look back at it, and shout out to you, man. You sent me the playlist, man, and I rocked that month, man. 15 hours on the way back home last night, cause my adrenaline, man, was still just like I say, was still going. So I like to say that part was like the beginning of him kind of like basically throwing a lob up there to the culture. You know, he kind of went around and not just saying the culture of but just the fabric of hip hop. When you go down south, all right, you go snatch up the down south artist, boom, then you come back with some, like I like to call it a little like Latin flavor with the whole Vito. So going back to the JD part, it's a funny story when they talk about when he recorded that song, right? He hit up Jermaine Dupri and he flew down to Atlanta when he recorded it. JD was trying to make him basically was going to chop the song up like how Premier would do it and put that on the track. And Jay-Z was like, "No, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna. No, we hear it in the moment. Like we doing everything from scratch. We're not bringing other elements in. Me and you are about to vibe and cook this up. So no, I'm saying what you want me to say. So knowing that story and then seeing that come to life on that stage was kind of dope because I'm like, man, these dudes actually were in the studio recording that song. This ain't like how nowadays I'm gonna send you a track, you send that track back to me. Is no. So this was an example of timeless music. You know what I
well,
mean?
let's
So
let's stop right there because that is an excellent point you just brought up. That is a missed part in music in general, that guys are not in the studio at the same time making tracks. We're missing elements of what this is supposed to be. We hear about the
mhm,
old stories of the greatest hip hop and rap, and these guys are in the studio feeding energy off of each other. Big going in there and he do his verse, Jay-Z do his. Not Big like, hold on, dog. Let me. And you hear those stories all the time about all type of artists. You know what I'm saying? Not just Jay-Z, not just in that situation. People, but that's lost now because everything
yeah,
is send me the beat. I'm gonna go to my studio, record it, and then send it back. There's no
because I
energy
mean
in that.
but think about that and think about what we call timeless music. You know what I mean? Let's just say we in the studio, me and you in the studio together, and while this is recording, let's just say I dropped something on the floor, and the recording picked that up. We having fun in the studio. That's gonna be portrayed out when people hear it. So if we're having fun making this, how do you think that people are gonna feel when they listening to this? They're gonna have some fun. You know what I mean? So
It's gonna
again, that's the
translate.
timeless, that's the timeless music. So I was happy to see that. And it also put a lot of debate that they had a falling out. I don't know if you've been following the whole thing with the NFL. That it was rumors that said that JD was supposed to get the NFL contract before he did. So if he looked at this, it was like, man, that was dirty that you took the NFL thing from me. I wouldn't have showed up to this. But it put to rest that these dudes can still coexist. So that was the culture part of the beginning of the culture part when it's like, okay, let me go down south, get JD. Boom, we got JD coming. Now let me come with Jeezy. And when, like what you said, I was about to fall out my seat when you said you left your body and Usher was out there. I was finna say, hold on, JD, this is the wrong podcast for that, man.
No, 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 no,
I thought I
Jeezy.
thought you were gonna say, right, yeah, with Jesus, we got to make sure everybody know he wasn't talking
Yeah.
about
No,
Usher.
no,
He didn't leave his
yeah.
body when
No, no,
Usher came out.
no, no,
He
no,
left
no.
his body when Jeezy came out.
I
So,
was I
but
was scared. I was scared when Usher came out. The sounds they was
man,
making, it was
dude,
like
man.
Jurassic
So,
Park or something. Like,
man, I was cool though, Usher, man. I ain't gonna even front, man.
man,
But
listen.
going back to the Jeezy, right? So this is what I was thinking, right? And I kind of I kind of brought this up. I think I posted some after it was over with, man. For folks that don't understand, right? I'm gonna say like this had to be, and correct me if I'm wrong. This got to be like 2005, 2004, ish, man. I remember, man, being in the plush. I remember being in Club Casino on the east side when BMF would come through the clubs, man. The energy that was in there was like when folks say you gotta whisper folks' names in St. Louis, man, at the plush and being in the atmosphere when BMF was at the heyday, you had to whisper because you did not know who was around with these dudes, but just the energy and the aura that them dudes brought. To see a Jeezy come from where he was, man, you got to think, man, that whole snowman run, just it took the world by storm. You know what I'm saying?
They banned him. I mean, they
Took it.
can't ban the snowman.
So it's like that took everything by storm. And so if you was outside during that time period, you felt it. And so when he came out and he had the snowman jersey on and he came out and folks were upset. I had a couple of my partners out in Vegas said he canceled the show and people were kind of mad and upset. But to know what this
Cost
is
of
going to
doing
do
business.
for yeah, but to know what this is gonna do for him in his career, he out of here. He do a favor like this, man. Whatever he would have made, or he can make that up to the fans. Like and I'm pretty sure he's gonna make that up to him. But to have a moment like this, when somebody like that calls, it's a no-brainer. So, man, I wanted to hear as real as it gets. I wanted him to just pull that one out his hat, man. If he would have did that, I saw him perform that one on the Blueprint 3 tour. So I was lucky enough to see them perform that, but I was waiting on that, man. But the energy that they both had, the chemistry on that stage, and you hear the lyrics. Man, at one point, man, I just did this right here. Closed my eyes, man, and just vibe because again, he was like this the whole night. He was in his pocket. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? Exactly how he felt in the studio that night, he was right here with it. So I'm like, yeah, man. And like what you said, man, I had to do, it was a grown man in front of me. Man, the dude damn near hit a cartwheel, was slamming the chair down, was going into some convulsions, man. I gave this dude like 5 handshakes back to back to back when he came out with that one, boy. So man, that was super dope. So that was one of the moments, man. What do we have after that? Oh, the
So
whole
after
veto.
Usher,
No, no, no,
oh,
no.
oh yeah,
Let me
yeah,
get
yeah,
back
yeah,
to the
yeah,
last,
yep,
the whole
yep, yep.
veto. Uh, my big takeaway from that is that right there. That was a New York song. That was for the New York. the Puerto Rican Day Parade. That was for the folks in there because you say it's underrated, man. That's one of that when we talk about album textures, that gave the Blueprint a different type of texture to it because it gave it like an
I'm with you.
international feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
parade music.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
got to think, man, we just got the Knicks that just won the championship, man. And that it ain't no color. Like it ain't a black or white thing. It ain't a Hispanic, man. That was a New York thing. So when we talk about the flavor of New York, it's like, hola, put it down for my people. Like, come on, man. That's everybody. So that I think
Everybody.
that was a like I said, that was the beginning of the culture type. Look, I'm gonna do it for the South, but I'm also do it for my people. So I think that part of the show was kind of bridging the gap. It was bringing people together now. So it was saying, all right, y'all can come a little closer. Come a little closer now. Everybody ain't got to be spread out. Come a little closer. So yeah. So nah, that was kind of fly how they did that one.
Um. So then we get into Never Change. Banger, 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 banger. Like y'all know that song. Like we ain't got to go too much. And I mean, Song Cry, right behind that. Banger, banger. Izzo, Beach is better. F with me, you know I got it. Jigga what, Jigga who, the originator 99. Then we get to our next co-star come on. No Church in the Wild, The Dream. Great, song great. Hove doing his thing, great. Um, we got Click after that. And then at that point, that's when my Kanye hopes got up to the highest level. My Kanye hopes got up to the highest level. I don't think that's ever gonna happen again because of the stuff that Kanye, and I couldn't forgive him either. The stuff that Kanye has said about that man's children. No sir, no sir, bro. We you're dead to me. But I was hopeful. I'm not in that. Um, so then this is when I'm like, oh my god, and I took a video of it. I posted on my social media. My instant reaction to Run This Town coming on and Rihanna hitting the stage, and that was by far the loudest ovation in there,
Oh,
by
for sure.
far, of everybody. So she does Run This Town. She does Be Better Have My Money. I have never listened to that song in that way before. Now it's in my playlist now. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. My wife she looked at me like I had 3 heads when I said like, yeah, man, like that was banging. She like, huh? What you didn't know? Like she going. I'm like,
Yeah,
why would
yeah,
I know
JD,
that?
man. Yeah, JD, man. You tripping, man. That
So,
right there was, come on, man. When she did that one, it was kind of like so that whole vibe was one of them type of deals where she just
ooh,
it came out of nowhere. But here's the thing with Rihanna's career though, man. It's kind of like when you follow an artist, right? And it just it's like the when I pay attention to the music business, like the for real artists, not the people that's just like using music as a hustle. The
artists.
artists, right? And you only gonna get a few of those. These are the people that keep the lights on for the label. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So when I
yeah.
look at the artists, like for Rihanna to come where she came from, she was a pop star when she first came out. You know, so to go through the transitions of being a bubblegum pop star to she's making the transition to I like to call it her heel arc. She has to let everybody know like, nah,
Wrestling
this ain't
reference for
no
everybody out there.
for sure. So this is her
Mm-hmm.
heel arc to where, no, I'm not the I know y'all want me to be this, but I get high, I go to parties, I smoke weed, I cuss, and so this is my middle finger to everybody who wants to keep me in this pop category. I'm over here with it. Now I'm still gonna do this, but when we talk about the artistry of her, for her to be able to come out with that song, and it was a banger when it came out, but it was like the Good Girl Gone Bad reference. That worked. That's why people appreciate her because she's not trying to be squeaky clean. You know what I'm saying? She's
Real
not
as it
trying to
gets.
be. That's why people rock with her. You know what I mean? And that's what I said on mine. I'm like, look. My old lady know. She like, look, we gonna give high fives to each other when we saw when we when we talk about her, because that's not the first time. Like we done had Rihanna been flirting with me, man, since man back in the day, man. Like they know this. I've been trying to tell this gal, man, for the longest, man. I'm married, man. I got a whole family. Leave me alone. But
Man.
we've been through this. But
Mm,
that's what it is, though. So
yeah.
to see her do that, we on the 10, this is like 10 years since she dropped her last album. So she got a 10-year anniversary of what is it,
Yeah.
Anti. So it's
Yeah.
been 10 years. You can tell she's like, I didn't made my money in the music industry. I'm
But she
not
said it on
coming outside
stage.
now.
She
Yeah,
said,
I'm
she
not
said,
coming
y'all gotta
outside for
excuse
this.
me, I'm a little rusty. I'm like, I can't tell.
Yes. But it's the energy, and I you can tell she was having fun doing it, because she was singing that song with her chest, man. Like, ooh, I miss doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So
mm.
that for
This
me,
might
that
get
was my bucket
them
list.
another
Yeah.
album. This might get them another album.
But do we need one though? I don't think we really need one. I think it's just like the same with like a Jay-Z run, man. We have to be a lot of times, man, just be happy with where people are with, you know, if you was a just like with this, JD, if you was a billionaire, man, if somebody told you that you didn't have to work no more, would you work?
That's the thing. Here's the problem though. So the equivalency is if you're a billionaire and somebody told you, BT, stop hooping, stop coaching, right? Like
The love,
now,
I know what you're saying. The love of it is gonna
yeah.
keep you coming back.
And you're an artist at that. Coaches in a
True.
way are artists. She's an
True.
artist, and look, she is a billionaire off the Fenty, and she's doing great. Like you said, she just look like she with her kids, her husband, living her life
Yeah.
great. But this energy might spark something in
Might
her.
spark some, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But those are the things that you look for, is kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what's next? What's the rollout next? You know what I'm saying? Like the Greats back in the day, they would have had a studio in the back. So it would have been folks recording an album soon as the concert over with, come lay a verse, come lay a verse, come lay a verse. Then when the great,
Well, and
that's
look,
how a lot of the greats used to put it together like that. It was like one big long party,
and
you
I
know.
want I want to touch on this real quick because we're gonna get to the second half in a second. That quite might well have been the plan. I
Mhm.
don't know how long this show was supposed to go. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if they started on time at 9 o'clock, I think we get a lot more. I think we would have got a
Yeah.
lot more
Yeah.
from the people that's there, because Fat Joe and Jada Kids only did one track.
Right.
Jeezy
Yeah.
didn't do. Jeezy might have did. They might have did it real as again. I don't know what we missed out on, dog. Like it might have been like that, like that. So, you bring up a great point, and I think the circumstances around the timing took some of that away from us. That's what I believe. So we turn over to the second half. We get Dead Presidents. I thought Nas might come out again. He didn't. Cool. Still banger. Can I Live? Might be his best track of all time. I don't know. It's all perspective from everybody. Over the overall, Can I Live might be the number one. Then we get Girls, Girls, Girls. '03 Bonnie and Clyde. Beyonce still has not came out yet. Right? Then we get into 99 Problems. Now the helicopter's back out. The helicopter's on him now. The helicopter was on Heart of the City before, it was kind of on the crowd moving around. When he doing 99 Problems on him, because, that's kind of what the track is about. Next we get Rough Riders Anthem mixed with Welcome to the Jungle. We get a little sneak peek of So Appalled. He didn't do the whole thing. I thought he was. At that point, Swizz Beatz is on stage. Killing it. Killing it. Jigama, Swizz Beatz on that one. Then on to the next, Swizz Beatz on that one. Where you at now?
So just to go back up with the Dead Presidents and the Can I Live, I like that he kind of let the track breathe a little bit on Can I Live. And for folks that don't know, that's an Isaac Hayes track.
Mm-hmm.
That brought that was like the continuation of that soul. Boom, 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 boom. So now you're starting to get into the vibe of it, right? So now once you letting that breathe a little bit, and I'm with you on that, man. Can I Live is just like it's like one of them time capsule tracks, man, because he rapping about a time and a place where he at, and it's like, dude, oh man, yeah. So feeling that one to transition over to the girls, and the Bonnie and Clyde and the 99 Problems. It goes back to again when I was talking about even that the production aspect of it, to have that helicopter out there. So again, a lot of this stuff is metaphorically um it's telling a story. So what do I mean by that? When I see the helicopter and the ghetto bird, it's like a car chase. It's like we're looking for criminals. And who's the
Mm-hmm.
criminal? Who's the number
Mm-hmm.
one public enemy number one? Oh, it's Jay-Z. Oh, not only that, oh, you know what? The crowd, even though y'all supporting this, y'all are criminals too. So let me pan over here to this section. And that section jumping. And let me pan over here to this section and that section jumping. Then we gonna put it right back on him. And seeing all of that again, that's that production value. Some of the youngsters they not putting their money into telling a story like the into that. Things like it's levels to this.
Levels.
We not only you listening to this man spit these bars, not only we listen to this vibe of all of this timeless music, but he's telling a story even with what's going on behind him. If you watch the movies that was playing behind them, all the young Jay-Z's, the young, so he's even showing the movie part is like, okay, he got something for everybody. This like a smorgasbord. This like a all you can eat buffet. Whoever up in there, whatever you want to vibe off of, man, you can vibe off of this. You can vibe off of that. So uh I'm just at that moment again, I'm just I'm into it. I like the fact that he sung the Dead Presidents one. He
Mm-hmm.
did the
He did
one and
both.
was just yeah. But the one that led into the Can I Live was just kind of like one of them, like, man, like this dude straight spitting them bars, man. And again, he back right here. He ain't nah. He ain't
Mm-hmm.
he ain't doing this. He
Mm-hmm.
right here. So yeah, so with that, the 99 Problems, all of that was a smash. The thing with Swizz. Now when we get to Swizz, now I don't know if they just so tight and so close to where Swizz is an engineer, he's a production master himself. I can't wait to hear these stories that come out. I don't think they rehearsed. I saw the way that they were vibing, and like kind of what you was just saying on a lot of the Kanye tracks that he had with him. He was kind of like, I'm gonna do my track, and then he like this. Nah, go to the next song. I'm gonna do my part. Go to the next song. So I think during that time, him and Swiss didn't really communicate on, because I think was it all right. So we got Jigga, we got So Appalled. He only did a portion of that. But and again, all of these were switched. Welcome to the jungle. That's supposed to be him and Kanye going verse for verse, back and forth. He did a verse, and then he like, no, 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 go to the next one. He did a
Mm-hmm.
verse.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the. I don't know if you peeped that. Did you
Yeah,
peep
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No,
I don't
that
think they
was
rehearsed. I don't think they rehearsed.
yeah. I mean, listen, because I want to get to the point of he said something profound. Like you said, Swizz not a rapper, so I'm judging him on a skill myself. I thought he did a great job. Now I would be remiss when the Rough Riders anthem came on that I just not wished that DMX was gonna drop from the sky and perform and then go back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, like, damn, damn, dog. Like, dog supposed to be there. Dog was
Yeah.
supposed to be there, bruh. Like, if he was there, oh my god, oh my god, like, you know what I'm saying? So, gotta have Swiss involved because you don't have X there. So at the Swiss, we get into
But
ain't
no,
no
hold on. But
go.
on to the next one. On to the next one had that whole man. That whole place was rocking.
What?
When On to the Next came on, man, like that's when I was looking at the crowd. Like when they panned it to the crowd, that whole section was like on a cue of Man, that mud was about to explode. But go ahead, go ahead.
No. T- Go wherever you. We
No,
going extra
but
innings
no,
ourselves.
no,
Whatever
no,
you got
no,
to
but
say,
no,
go as
but
long as you
no.
got to.
But that's what I was getting. I was just like, man, on to the next one was like the way they made that, where you say they want my old stuff, buy my old album. Then it's just like it was a whole vibe that everybody was just like, no, no, no,
I
no,
don't get
no, no,
dropped.
no, no,
I
no, no.
dropped the label.
Man. And so it was like, come on, man. That whole place had I got a million ways to get it. But
Yeah.
man, that whole place was just
Choose
rocking, man, on
one.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nah, that was a dope point. Like I said, even though that they just got chemistry. So even though it was like, man, we two professionals at the top of their game. We can do this because now we having fun. Give me the next track. Come on, because I'm right here. Give me the next
Yes.
track. Come on, come on.
Yes.
What we got?
I'm
What we got
good. Let's
next?
get it.
Yeah.
So I can't pinpoint the exact point because I don't want to, turn on my audio on my phone. Hopefully you remember. At some point he says, "Well, I don't want to go home,"
Yeah. Yeah.
and everybody said no. People were screaming. I was screaming no. Everybody was no. If dude decided this is where we are staying for the rest of the time, you about to be stuck in a time loop, and we're gonna do this for the rest of your time for eternity. Cool,
Mhm.
cool,
Yeah. Yeah.
great. Let's do it. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
um. So, do you remember when that was?
It was. I remember because he was like, man, we might be out here to 5 o'clock in the morning, and everybody went crazy. Like, let's
Let's
go.
do it.
Yeah.
Um, ain't no plays next. Then we get Pharrell on the stage, and you can tell their chemistry is on another level. Um, him and Pharrell got something that's just special. That's a duo and a tandem that they have so much heat together because these amount of tracks I'm about to name off, y'all know the tracks. Excuse me, miss. La la la. I just want to love you. Front, allure. Back to back to back to back.
Mhm.
Where are you at now, BT?
Well, with Pharrell, shout out to Pharrell, man. Pharrell out there, man, drinking that tiger blood, man. Pharrell looking like he about yeah, Pharrell looked like he about man 22 years old out there, man. Uh, but just one of them again, like a Swizz, like a perfectionist, because you just think about them timeless tracks, like Pharrell always been ahead of the game. So
Always.
they make songs. I mean, they was making stadium songs back then. Uh, the song Galore is, man, one of my son's favorite songs.
That's
It's
my
like
favorite
when
song
that man
of all
when them
time.
when they come on, so it's kind of like imagine this being played in a stadium. And I don't know if you remember. I think it had to be. Might have been Backstage or the might have been the Black Album when he was making the Black Album. How he said, "Look, got the
Ooh.
song for you, man. I got the song. This is what would have happened to Carlito if he would have just made it through. This is what's gonna come up when the credits are rolling on Carlito's way." So he
And then
dropped
he
that
turned to the
line in there.
camera like, y'all thought I wasn't gonna get mine off, and this is the last album? And you
Man,
can hit
so
like, yes.
so that allure always, man, look, it just give me chills, man, and goosebumps
Man.
when I heard, he'll the top them like a toupee, mix the water to all of y'all can get it like group heads in your two-way. I'm living proof that crime do pay. Like, come on, man. Dog, that's them lines right there, man. Again, timeless. So they probably had that in mind of a stadium where you putting the camera phones up and you just rocking. Oh man, come on, man. So yeah, Pharrell set was one of the dopest sets, and then he gave him his flowers, man, before he got off to let everybody know, like, come on, man, the argument is over with, man. What are we talking about right now, man? What is this discussion over with?
I'm not
This good
discussing
looking,
that with nobody no more. Let's get this
man. Come
straight
on,
right now.
man.
I'm not discussing
You
greatest
can't.
rapper with nobody no more. I'll discuss.
Mm-mm.
I'm a Jordan guy, and I got the arguments back, but I'll discuss that with you. I'm not discussing greatest rapper of all time with you no more. We're not
Nah.
having that
Mm,
discussion no more, bro. He's the
nah.
GOAT in every way. You cannot like him, his personality. I'm talking about rap. I'm talking about this thing right here. All that other stuff, I'm talking about this. he's the best at this because the amount of bars that he's spitting throughout that night, and he's got a whole 20 more tracks. He did 46 tracks. Some of them were like, probably 9 of them went hit. So let's call it 40 or 35.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 25 more that he could have did a whole nother show on, a whole different show, and it would have been just as good.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Because like I said, it reminded me of like the B side, and I kind of knew when they said extra innings, I'm like, oh, well, he got so much where he can just play around with this. He can give us B sides, he can give us mixtape J, he can give us some of the cuts that we never seen him perform. He can give us. He got so much to kind of play around with. You know what I mean?
Just
So
his guest verses.
yeah, he could have just did the guest, the Jay-Z and Friends. You know what I'm saying? It could have just been one of those things, but to have Pharrell out there doing that time, man, with Allure and with fronting, and it just, and again, Pharrell sounded like the record. You know what I'm saying? The dude sounded like the record. Like when it came to Pharrell part, we didn't get her y'all sing it. No, Pharrell was like this too. So I think that with and I know how those guys are, man, competitively, man, they all trying to have the best show, or everybody's trying to steal they part. You know what I mean? And I forgot to even mention that about when the Dream came out. Even with the Dream, it's like uh, I would have liked to see Frank Ocean, but I don't think Frank Ocean. I think they say he don't perform well. But to have Dream on that track, because I think Dream was one of the writers, and he's also on that track. But everybody is trying to steal the show. Everybody's trying to knock their part out of the box, out of the park, boom. And I think Pharrell, man, he waited, and then man, when it was time to hit his notes and hit, man, he didn't disappoint. So shout out to Pharrell.
So then Clips come out and they do Grinding. You'd have thought we was in Virginia at that point. Because again, that's on the short list of the 25 songs. If I had to put on a playlist to describe what hip hop is, that song's on the playlist. Because a large part of hip hop is beats. And nobody can go against the fact that that's one of the best beats made ever. You know what I'm saying? And replicated. When that song came out, we was in school, you was hitting on the table. Do, 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 do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could literally play that, but it bangs. And they do that together. So pause right there. Now the Queen comes out. And when the Queen comes out, everybody kneels at her feet and lets her come out and do her thing, because that's what you do when the Queen comes out. At this point right here, because I'm going to pause right here till we go into the final stretch. Like I said, I've seen Beyonce in concert. I'm going to do a ranking of my concerts one day that I've been to. She's in the top 5 at least. For sure, just entertainment. I didn't know none of the songs. I'm not listening to Beyonce all day. I didn't know none of the songs. My daughter knew every single one of them, track for word. Banging concert, and she, like you said, no voiceover, not a note missed, not a screech, everything perfect. Where are you at with the Beyonce?
All right, man. So here we go. So this is my take on Beyonce. All right. So
you about to say something controversial? Don't get me canceled, man. Say that for
man. No, man. No. This you gonna get a kick out of this, man. So man, love Beyonce, man. One of my favorite albums, man, of all time is Beyonce's. Matter of fact, it's the Beyonce album with Drunken Love on there. Right? It's like, to me, that's when I think it was like 2013, 2012, 2013, I think, when they came out. Like I rock to that album. Like it ain't got nothing to do with, like, it's a dope album, right? But I cannot hear Drunken Love and not hear JJ Icefish, man. Like I can't do it. I made the post. I said, why Beyonce messing up my dude JJ Icefish song like that, man? I can't. Like, the song, man, is such a song that is, dude. I can't.
What?
So And when I heard it, man, I put my phone down, JD. I ain't get no Beyonce footage. I ain't gonna even look. I did not get any Beyonce footage, man,
What?
because when that song came on, I can't. It's like a Saturday Night Live skit, man. I can't listen to that song without thinking about JJ Icefish, man. So, hey,
Oh,
tell me what y'all think about that one though. But I'm just, and if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, man, Google it. Hit the chat GBDs or something, man. But go find out, listen to JJ Icefish Drunken Love, man, and tell me if you feel the same way when you hear Beyonce. But yeah, man, nah, Beyonce, man, just the fact that we got the people that we got, dude. Like, come on, man. If you told me, man, that I was going to a Jay-Z concert and I get a chance to see Beyonce, man, come on. I don't need to do nothing else. I don't need to go to no more concerts. No more. Like I didn't this right here, man, when she did that, okay. All right. Now we talk. The drunken love, man. But yeah, nah, I just had to throw that out there, man.
so Drunken Love blends perfectly into Time 4. Again, the playlist, got to get the playlist because the playlist exudes all this and it shows you how this stuff blended so well together. Whoever was the engineer, it might have been Pharrell that actually did it. Like, because Pharrell said it one time. Two funny, or one funny and one serious for real. Pharrell, I listened to him on an interview and he was saying he sees music. You know what I'm saying? Like he sees it visually when stuff is going on. You know what I'm saying? So he might have been the person that blended it. And you talked about him being a vampire, not getting older. Years ago, I seen some Pharrell selling like skin cream or something, like facial skin cream. And I'm thinking like, bro, I don't want what you selling. I want what you using.
Right.
Like, cause you obviously just started selling this. I want the stuff that you've been using for the last 20 years. Can you give me the link to that one, please? Because the stuff that you selling, I don't know if that works. I know whatever that is that you was using, that works. So we get into the home stretch. Ninjas in Pairs. That comes before that comes on. There's a countdown, and roof go. That this is when it don't have a roof, but what the stadium is vibrating at this point. When that
Mm-hmm.
comes on, is the home stretch of this is the energy levels couldn't get higher. Like they had the big climbs with like Rihanna and Beyonce coming out, but at
Mm-hmm.
this point right here, after Ninjas in Pairs, and then we get Big Pimpin', public service announcement, Empire State of Mind, which I'm not even from New York, and I'm singing it like I am. Like I was born in Brooklyn. Like crazy. Then the New York beat drops, and Fat Joe and Jadakiss comes out and performs, and that it just keeps rising. Then we get Lucifer.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a beat, a beat, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, the one thing I was like, no, that's Threats. Close us out. We get Dirt Off Your Shoulder, our encore to close it out.
Mm-hmm.
Take us home, BT. What you got for the last part?
So my partner Evan that was standing next to me, like, and like I said, shout out to Evan, man. Evan had the battery pack charger, he had the phone charger. So I'm all night. I'm like, man, let me grab this, let me grab that. Hey, let me plug this up. And so I'm trying to time each one of them out. So I think during the Beyonce set, when he was like, all right, give me a second, y'all, I'm gonna come right back. I charged up. I got me a spot, plugged it in, was kind of waiting, kind of waiting. I got to probably like 40%. I'm like, all right, I'm good, I'm good. Then that's when I think you said the countdown and all of that stuff started to happen. So this is the part where I'm like, okay, this felt like a European soccer game or like a Euro game when because I think uh during that one is when they did the pyro. I think the pyro
Oh yeah,
came out on the top, so you felt
Rihanna
the
had the
heat coming up off
pyro.
there.
I think
But
Beyonce
this,
had some
but
different
this
stuff
is
going
when
on.
the Flames came up. I think is when they
Yeah,
had Ninjas in
yeah, yeah,
Paris,
yeah, yeah,
because it was
yeah.
like dun 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 dun. Then they came with the smoke. So they was trying to give you that European soccer feel, right? Like it's France, France, and shout out to France playing for third place. Like they came with it, and you felt the heat through the whole arena. I mean, through the whole stadium, and it just was rocking. It was rocking. It was rocking. And I think that is kind of where you kind of regret, where it's like, man, I wish him and Kanye would find a way to kind of patch things back up. But to your point, he done said a lot of different things you can't go back from, to where it's like, and even to the point where he played the Lucifer. The Lucifer was a Kanye track, So even hearing the Lucifer, it's kind of reminds me of like, man, these dudes had some nice little chemistry together. You know what I mean? Uh, I like Fat Joe and Jada. Like I'm a huge fan of
Huge
both of
fan.
them dudes, man. And so to be able to just and again, we talk about moments, and when you can look at somebody like a Spike Lee and look and be like, man, Spike Lee, man, and sat around in them seats for I don't know how long, man, and finally see the Knicks get that championship and this and that. That's the way I felt about Fat Joe, man. Fat Joe, when they say the Bronx, he represent the BX to the fullest. Like for folks as it, Fat Joe reminds me of my father-in-law. Like he was like, you can tell he's the man in the Bronx. And for you to touch down in Yankee Stadium and not get that man a stage or a set, or you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You sampled the man voice on Reasonable Doubt, and you didn't bring him out on that night. So this was a lob for you to bring him on out. And when he brought him out, when I say, man, I felt that dude, man, I was happy for Fat Joe, for him to get that moment on the stage in Yankee Stadium at that time. I was happy for him, man. So it's kind of like, and that him and Jay got so much history between like the Ruckers and the Rockefeller, the rivalry. Them dudes was beefing with each other for Terror Squad, and Rockefeller had beef for so long, to the point where they both two old men at the stage of their life was like, man, why
We ain't
why
doing
come
that
I
no
I
more.
can't be
No.
cool with these dudes. And that's why I kept hoping for the situation with Dame to kind of be the
That's
part where he
done
brought
too.
him out. But it's just kind of like what to have Fat Joe had that moment up on the stage with Jada, and he was up there looking like the Don, looking crispy, like, honey, I'm from New York, man. That place went crazy, man, because
So
that's an anthem, you
so
know.
the night before went from 9 to 12. I think that this show, the plan was to go from 9 to 1.
Hmm.
I truly believe that. And I think we would have got lean back, and we would have got one of Jada's best hits. Um, Knock Yourself Out. You could have got any of them.
Oh, no, no,
You
no,
could
no. We gonna make it.
Blackout.
We gonna
You gotta
make it
have
with a
you
man
gotta have
made that
style. You gotta
mother.
have Styles there though.
Man.
I think Jay Z and Styles got some recent stuff going on. So,
Mhm.
but Blackout.
Yeah,
They got tracks together too.
yeah.
That go crazy. I just think we would have got. I think they had to cut some stuff, and they probably was talking to the city. Yo, we gonna end it this time. We pay the fine because it's supposed to be like a curfew because the Bronx is in a neighborhood. I mean, everything's in the neighborhood in New York. There's nothing that's segregated from the people. You feel me? So, yeah, go ahead and go back to what you were saying because
No,
I didn't
no,
mean to
no.
cut you
So
off.
no, but no, that was one of my highlights, man, to be able to see Fat Joe get his moment, in Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, because you got to think about, just imagine, and you know how it is, man, when you got a high profile game and everybody and their mama want to come to the game, and some people might get left off, some people might not be able to get a ticket, man. Hey, look, I got a coach, man. I can't be dealing with no ticket list right now, like. Either you gonna get there, I think like one of them moments for like Fat Joe where he probably was like, look, I can't bring the whole Bronx up in here, but for me to get my moment, man, y'all should just be happy for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was feeling with that. The situation with him doing Lucifer and Numb and Encore. I had hit the guy next to me, my partner Evan. I say, what you think he gonna end with? I said, man, he got to end with Encore, man. I thought he was either gonna end with Encore or the New York song, And I think he did the New York song first, where he had to bring everybody closer together. He didn't do a national anthem. So without him doing the national anthem, he got to do the Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. I gotta or the New York. Like he had to do something like that to where it's like, okay, look, New York, this is I gotta bring it home. I gotta bring it for all of the cultures, but we gotta do this. I'm in the home that Babe built, man. I gotta do something like this. So I think it was a nice way for him to end with bringing with ending with Encore, but with adding that little extra baseball game feel to it, with bringing the Frank Sinatra, and then he had the whole crowd singing it. He had the whole New York singing the Frank Sinatra song. So I thought that was super dope, man. So yeah, man, it was a when they say it was a movie, man, we gonna look back on this JD, man, in about 10, 15, 20 years. And the legend only gonna grow, man. It's gonna keep growing. Pause, but it's gonna keep growing, bro. It's gonna keep growing.
It is a great point for us to bring home the pod. I think I, you know, I have my favorites and stuff like that, and I'm Jay Z's my guy, number one on my list. I think it's the greatest concert of all time. Just how many tracks he did of his as bangers. His catalog is so wide, and the people that he had guest starring, the situation around it with the show start, like it was, like you said, it's a historic night. It had Dire Straits attached to it, and like the stadium ran out of food. Thank God I had bought 3 waters already because
Mhm.
they ran out of waters. Like only thing they had was liquor left. And you can't do that all night. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, I just think it's the greatest concert of all time. I don't like you said. It's part of history. There will be some kind of documentary and film, and we'll get to know was there more that we got left off. And, you know, I would always had an aspect of that would have been nice, but what I got was perfect. A 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. Where are you at as far as historically? Just putting it in perspective.
Well, I mean, the first thing you got to just think about when you talk about putting in perspective, man, is like the look at where we are. All right, 2026. All right, we were just fresh off a New York Knicks championship that they haven't had in I don't know how long. We're fresh off a New York Knicks parade that we haven't had, and I don't think they ever had a ticket take parade. So the
50
energy is
plus
still
years.
up there. So we got the energy of that. Then you got the energy of coming off of that, going into the parade. Then you got the energy of coming off of that, going into this. This is one of them moments where you're gonna be able to look back and say, all right, the year 2026, what was we doing? This was one of them years, and who knows what's going to come from this. You got to always look back at it as looking at things in like a vacuum, where, okay, what spawned from this? Where a lot of folks in New York City history, they say, all right, the 1965 blackout. You had Reggie Jackson, you had folks hitting the home runs. It was a New York City blackout, and what emerged from there? Hip hop, right? That was the time where everybody stole all of the radios out of the stores, and so something came from that. Now you got a story like this where good, bad, or indifferent, folks bum rushing the stadium, getting in, like, but folks knew, hey man, I'm not getting left out of this. I might have missed Friday, I might have missed Saturday, I ain't missing Sunday. So what are we gonna get after this? And only time will tell. So man, I was happy. I think by far my best concert that I ever been a part of. Even when the night was over with, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get back home with something that I'm just like, that's another moment that's gonna stick with me, because I'm like, dude, I had to stand out there with damn near 15, 20,000 people trying to get on a train, and trying to figure out what train to catch, and in that moment, and then doing all of this and watching the sun come up. This is gonna be a story, man. Like I said, the legend just gonna keep growing and growing every year. But by far, man, my favorite concert of all time.
So yeah, you there's still a sports podcast, mainly basketball. The Knicks winning, you can feel that around there. You just feel it. You don't go too many steps without seeing Knicks graffiti. Jay-Z said it during the show, Knicks in 5. Um, it's just a perfect summer for New York. I'm happy for those people. I had a great time in New York. I didn't come across any issues. I had one slight issue that we'll talk about with my partners that we encountered, but amazing, like amazing night, 2 days concert energy. New York is the greatest city. I'm from Detroit. I love Detroit. Detroit is always gonna be number one in my heart, but that's the best city of all time. When you can go outside and get a slice of pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning for $4 and it be on par with $40 pies, hey, can't top it.
Yeah.
The last question I end with you on this, and then I want you to plug your podcast before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get a Jay-Z album?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you just look at all of the energy that's just surrounding this moment, like I said, I haven't even had the chance to really break down social media, um, and just see what folks are talking about, what came about this, what was the inside scoop behind the scenes. Like I'm still just playing everything back in my mind. I'm fresh off the road, man. A 15-hour drive last night. Still excited. I'm on fumes, but I'm like, look, JD, we gotta chop it up because I got to get this out of my system. We're not really out, but at the same time, I'm ready to just talk about it. So I think this was good for me to kind of break down and talk about, especially with some folks with you that was there in the moment, so we were able to kind of see it. But yeah, we got to get a rollout of an album, man. It's too much. The guy generated too much merchandise, too many moments, too many everythings, and I can really see. Maybe like a 3-year run at doing something like this because I think he got 3 more dates. I think in the fall where he's going London, Paris, and LA. And I think after that we get an album. We have that rollout and that excitement of that album, and then
And
he
an
come
actual
right back
tour.
with another tour. We're bringing guys on that it may be his buddies that's signed to Rock Live Nation or Rock Nation and say, look, we're gonna do us a tour, so I'm gonna put some money in y'all pocket for a year. Then we come back with maybe another reunion album with some other type of anniversary. Then me and Beyonce go on tour again, and then we come back around and somebody else are going like is like the dude got so much energy, and we're looking at we've never seen anything like this. No hip hop artists have ever reached this point to where he's just basically printing money, and the stuff is writing itself. You do this, drop an album, go on tour for another year, hit the summer, come back with another. That's if he chooses to do that. So
We
it's
so
laid out there.
we have to have a black album.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
we like? We have to.
So when would that be? So if he did a Black Album as a verse, what was that? That's 2003. So we looking at another 4 years then, right? Let me see, Black Album. So Black
2003.
Album, yeah. So we got a minute. We got a minute for that.
We got to have it though, and I'll be there wherever he's having it
Yeah,
at. I'll be there.
yeah, man.
Um.
That's whew.
So yeah,
But yeah,
man. Uh, BT, where can they find you at? Again, St. Mary's Dragons head coach, great head coach. Coach some amazing players. We're gonna get into that side of it. Very, very creative and how he runs his program. I've been at preview to be able to see him work up close and be around him. One of my favorite coaches I've ever encountered. One of the better coaches in the area for sure. Probably, on the short list of the best coaches I've seen. But as far as podcast wise, where can they find you at?
oh man, YouTube, man, TikTok, Instagram, man, Coach Brian Turner on all platforms. And yeah, man, I'm just, trying to drop some jewels, man, trying to promote the game of basketball, using it as like life tools and life lessons. So it don't matter if you're a parent, if you're a basketball fan, if you're a student of the game, man, it's something for everybody on there. So yeah, check me out on YouTube,
And the
on TikTok,
wrestling,
and on Instagram.
the
Oh
wrestling,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
big part of it, man. Like no, I I used to. Once I got out of the attitude era, I kind of fell off of it, got older, whatnot. But wrestling is healthy as it can be, and it's a huge part. It's a whole culture of itself that you're a
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of. So
yeah,
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 man, you can
yeah.
get a lot of stuff from BT at his podcast. Please follow, check it out. Again, Camp 8, like, subscribe, repost, retweet, all that good stuff, man. We coming out a lot of stuff here coming up. So hope y'all enjoyed it. We enjoyed giving our perspective. Hit us with any questions you have later on. I know this is not live like we usually do, but I just didn't feel like we would get the same response in the middle of the day. And we talk to y'all soon. Peace.